Hey guys, welcome along to the Mishmash Science Lab. Today I am going to be doing a couple of different experiments involving water in glasses and trying to float and make a few different things within those glasses. Today I want to find out if an egg can float in water. So let's see, I've just got a glass full of just ordinary tap water. I'm going to pop my egg in and see if it floats. Nah, just sinks straight to the bottom, no good. So what I'm going to do instead is create something, a concoction that is going to help our egg to float in the water. So let's go and see how to do that. So the ingredients you're going to need to make your egg float in water are some water, a tall drinking glass, an egg, some salt, and a teaspoon to mix the salt around in the water. So I will get my tall drinking glass and fill it about halfway with water. It doesn't matter too much what the temperature is like. And now I am going to make a bit of a salt water concoction, which is so easy to make. You want to put heaps of salt in it, maybe around 6 tablespoons, and mix it in so that it dissolves nicely. And basically what we are doing here is we are going to make some dense water, because salt water is a lot more dense than ordinary tap water, and the word dense means where it's a lot thicker, the component parts are closer together and things like that, so that will help our egg to float in the water. Cool. Now that the salt water is all mixed in and dissolved, the salt into the water should I say, we are going to add our ordinary tap water. Now the important thing with this is that we can't mix the tap water with the salt water, so I'm going to pour it in quite slowly and just see if we can get it to sit on the top, because that will mean then that our egg will sort of go down to a point where the water is more dense and it will look really cool. So now time to grab our egg and see if it is going to float. And this is the moment of truth, let's see. Wow, it is floating. So you have to put heaps of salt in the water to make it do that. And also if you do a slightly better job than I did of not mixing the water, which is quite tricky to do anyway, then you might be able to get your egg floating in the middle of the glass. How cool is that? But let's move along now and see another experiment that we can make. Well, it's time for our next experiment now in the Mishmash Science Lab, and again we are going to be using a tall drinking glass and some water, but this time we are making our very own lava. And don't worry, it's not hot lava that could burn your skin, it is just going to be a really cool version of that, and we'll be able to see some really cool stuff happening. So the things you're going to need to make that lava are a tall drinking glass, some water obviously, about 1/4 cup of vegetable or canola oil, a teaspoon of salt, and a few drops of food colouring. Today I have chosen red food colouring, obviously, to make it that lava look. So I'm going to fill my tall drinking glass with about three quarters full of water. That's what I'm trying to say, and then. There we go. And then I'm going to add only about 5 drops of food colouring. You don't need too much. If you've ever used food colouring before, you would know that it is quite strong and it goes very far as well. So you can use it for other stuff. Maybe you'll try making Play-Doh or something cool like that, or maybe try making a volcano to go with your lava. That would be pretty legit, but we'll go 5 drops. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all good. Sweet, so our food colouring's in there, and the next ingredient we need is our oil. So I've got that here in this glass, about 1/4 cup like I said, and I'm going to pour that on top of the water. So what happens here is the oil is actually lighter than the water. It's just like what was happening with the salt water and the ordinary tap water. It's not as dense as tap water. And then if I add a little bit of salt, then we will see what happens here. So Whoa, so it's making little bits of lava, and that is because the salt is a lot denser than the water and the oil. So as the salt drops down the bottom, it carries the oil with it, and we can see our lava happening. And then as the salt dissolves, it comes back up, the oil comes back up to the top because it's lighter than the water. How cool is that? So if you'd like to try that at home, check out our website, mishmashtv.co.nz, for everything you'll need and how to do it yourself.